We are going over the latest Detroit Lions news for you folks today. In this video, we're going to give you injury updates on Alim McNeill and Abid Hassanin. Yahoo will react to that one. What to watch for in the game on Saturday. So tomorrow, Lions and Texans, a couple battles to watch. Article came out, and I agree. I'll put it in a different perspective because my perspective's different. And the Hendon Hooker cut down, all of that. But before we get into today's video, if you're a fan of the Detroit Lions, smash that like button. Why is that? Well, because it does help the channel out. And hey, we're Lions fans. Let's get this thing started. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this news right meow. Let's get into positive news. Alim McNeill and Abid Hassanin provide optimistic injury updates, and we like that for sure, the optimistic. Now, Alim McNeill spoke to the media and Hassanin, and that Hassanin, this is the update he gave. It says, I caught up with him briefly walking off the field and confirmed his MRI results were good and he'll avoid surgery. But it's too early to say how long he might be out of action. So it's not going to be a whole IR thing. They placed him on the 4-week IR. So we'll see how long he will be out for the Lions. But it's not the whole season. That's great news. So that means he could come back eventually, because it's not for him just being on the field. It's also the fact he needs reps. He needs to get better. So missing a whole season would be killer, right, to someone like him who needs all the reps, needs to be able to grow, learn, and get better. So he'll be able to do that. Just, we don't know the timetable. It's not going to be the whole year. Alim McNeill, he spoke to the media. Great update. He says, at this point, it's like baking a cake. It's just putting and finishing touches on it. Dave Burkett says they're already working on cutting, running, and jumping. And he says, oh, it will definitely be before Thanksgiving. Great, great, great injury news for Alim McNeill. And this is huge for the Lions' defensive line. The faster he is back, the better for our whole defensive line. Alim McNeill, first off, is great, right? He is really good, and not just stop the run, he actually get to the quarterback. And that's something that we have struggled with. But it gives more rotation. If someone needs a break, you have another body there. And that means waves of interior. In the fourth quarter, these guys are less winded because of that. You have more possible formations that you can do, more possibilities, more flexible. And then you're constantly having a really high quality lineman come at you because you have so many that you have. So that's fantastic news. And when he comes back, I'm going to have a big old smile on my face. Big old smile on my face. Let's get to the next one here. I thought this was a little bit of a clickbaity title. I'm not going to lie. It says Lions get concerning news on key offensive linemen. It sounds like after the injury that Graham Glasgow and the Lions got bad news on his lower leg. That's actually not the case. That's why I wanted to bring this article up. So it says Lions get concerning news on key offensive linemen, and it says the severity of the injury is not yet known. It was just talking about what occurred on the practice field yesterday. Now, he did get nicked up, but he walked off on his own with his own body weight. Didn't need help. So I'm not too concerned right now about the Graham Glasgow injury. Why is that? You think something would have popped up right now if they really believed it was serious. If they really believed it was, say, I don't know, he did an ACL or something. You think it'd come out by now. And in training camp, they're more cautious. So they'll bring out the cart if there's an injury. And he walked off on his own power. So my concern level for Glasgow is not too high right now. but we don't know. So I'm not concerned or not concerned. I hope everything is fine. I think he will be good to go, but we won't know. And he's not going to play tomorrow anyways. Like, that doesn't even matter. It's all about week 1. So if he sprained an ankle or he just pulled something, well, depending on what type of sprain, right? A high ankle sprain can last a long time. That one can stink. But if it's a low ankle sprain or something else, it can be worked on. So let's just wait for the information first to come out before we judge anything and freak out. Yeah, I know we have issues when it comes to that center position, right? Frank Ragnow retires, and so we don't want an injury to Glasgow, but guess what? This is the NFL, and it is what it is. Are you concerned with Graham Glasgow? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right now. Again, this title came out here on an article. It says Detroit Lions could make a shocking quarterback move. I just highlighted the area. The move came from NFL analyst Eric Edholm, naming Hooker as a potential cut candidate. So the Lions could keep 3 quarterbacks, but how long does the team keep investing in a 2023 third rounder? Edholm wrote. The light just hasn't come out yet for Hooker. He was passed over by playing time for Teddy Bridgewater. In the playoff loss to Washington, who might not be fully trusted as a season-long backup at this point. And if you watch how he played in preseason, so far it's been cheeks. I think he's lost confidence. I think he's regressed. Not even get better. I think he went the opposite way. I don't think it's going to be a shocking move if he's cut. I think he's going to get cut. I think if anybody actually paid attention to preseason would know that, first off, he is not the backup quarterback. He is the number 3 in the depth chart. And not only that, he played bad. So why would you keep a bad back? If you're going to go 3, why would you do that? And third, the roster is high with talent, with great depth. So if you're to keep 3, you're going to get rid of a player that deserves to be on the roster that played great, like a Jackson Meeks. Or one of these linebackers, like a Zach Cunningham. No. And at this point, if anybody picks him up, okay. But he may not even get picked up because he played that bad in preseason. So he could just go to the practice squad. He's not a young pup. He's 27 years old. I was a Hooker fan. I invested watching him. Okay, I watched the tape. I said the Lions would draft him in the 3rd round. Thought he could develop to be a backup quarterback. But he hasn't. He just hasn't. And it's year 3. And I'm not comfortable keeping him over a Jackson Meeks, Zach Cunningham, Dominic Lovett, Nate Lynn. There's other players I could just go on and that I would have before him right now. Let's get into the next article here. 3 position battles to watch for the Lions' final preseason game. I'm not really going to talk about what they say that much because I kind of disagree a little bit, but we can go over it just a sec here. It says the wide receiver the QB2 competition. First off, I don't think there's a competition anymore. It's just the Hendon Hooker. I would put it's the Hendon Hooker's last stand moment. That's what I would say. This because it's not a competition for QB2. That competition is done, in my opinion. It is now Hooker doing everything he can to save his NFL career. Game for tomorrow. Who do you think is going to be QB2? Put KA if you think it's Kyle Allen. Put HH if you think it's going to be Hendon Hooker. Give me your thoughts in the comments. Wide receiver battle 3. I think that, well, we haven't even seen Tim Patrick. He's not going to be playing in this game. I think there's a wide receiver battle going on, but I'm not looking at wide receiver 3. Tesla is the ultimate. He will be the ultimate 3 eventually. Even if he's not now, he eventually will be. We know that. I'm looking at Dominic Lovett and Jackson Meeks. Those are the 2 players I am staring down in this game. If Meeks has another crazy game like he's had all preseason, you have to consider keeping this man on the roster. He brings size and physicality to the wide receiver room. And Tesla, we got size there. We could have another size player in Meeks. Tim Patrick, regardless, is going to be here probably this year. Maybe he's not. And I don't think they trade him or release him. Maybe he's not. But say Tesla is great. Well, what if we couldn't bring Jameson Williams back? Well, then you have Tesla that could be a 2, and you got a Meeks that could be that Tim Patrick role. Or what if not? You just have Tesla number 3 and Meeks number 4, and because we know Khalif Raymond at some point is going down the drain. You know, he's getting older. Dominic Lovett, I don't know, but that's where I think the battle is those 2. Just seeing how well they do. Because that's actually pertains to this game tomorrow. Edge competition, I do agree. 1,000% here. Ukwu, I want to put Al-Qadim Mohammed's made the team. I'd put Ukwu and Agude on there and Nate Lynn. Those are the guys that I'm kind of looking at right there. Right. And it does say in here, if someone doesn't come out, they could bring a Zadarius Smith, and that's 100% correct. So just because the 53 roster will get established, I want you guys to realize that doesn't mean that's going to be the 53. Just because they establish it, they generally make moves, small moves at the end of the roster, right? They may pick up a player or not, stuff like that. But for this game tomorrow, we're looking at just a handful of players. So I'm excited for it. Make sure you're here tomorrow at noon. I'll be live. With that said, folks, adios.